What's up guys, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about my debt-free journey, money, and everything in between. Alright guys, so in today's video I have some super exciting news to share with you. I have fixed my credit in just 3 short months. But before I tell you guys how I did it and what my credit score is, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of backstory into my credit history and kind of what led me up to this point today. Let's go. So if you've been following along my debt-free journey, you know that I have been trying to fix my credit. So I've always had pretty bad credit. Back in my 20s, I had so many things in collections. I was so financially irresponsible. I would literally take out cell phones, rack up the bill, never pay the bill. Same with like cable companies, phone, landlines. Remember landlines? Same thing. Anything that was financially irresponsible, I would do it. I had no education when it came to money. I didn't even know a credit score or report was a thing. I just didn't have anyone telling me those things. And not only that, I didn't have any money to pay them. So when you don't have money to pay it, what are you gonna do? I remember checking my credit score in my 20s and I remember it being in the low 300s. That is literally where your credit starts. Like it can't get any worse than what it was. And I remember that feeling of just like, ugh. But even that still wasn't enough to wake me up to learn how to play the credit game. No. I still continued to do the same crappy financial habits for about the next 10 years. For the past 5 years, I would say I've been pretty good. Like I've always paid the majority of my bills on time, or at least like my car loan, things where my car is going to be repoed if I don't pay my car loan. So I always manage to pay my car loan on time. I've paid most of my utilities and those kind of things on time, but my credit always remained the same. Now I do have a large debt amount, so like my debt to income ratio is pretty bad. But because I was paying all my bills on time, I couldn't really understand why my credit never really went past like 500. Like it always kind of like bobbed around 500, which if you're in Canada, I'm pretty sure I'm sitting in the States, if you're at around 500, you're in the poor category. Like it's actually called poor. So it was always around there and nothing that I seemed to do worked to improve my credit. So this year, I made it my #1 goal to learn the game of credit and figure out how to improve my credit score. Now, I've had this is like my vision board thing, if you can see right here. So it's on my mirror, so when I look at myself in the morning to check my outfit, check how I'm looking, I have like a bunch of stickies with all of my goals. And for the past year, I've had a sticky on there. I'm gonna show you the sticky. So this has been one of my goals for about a year. It says credit score 700. And you guys, I can create a new sticky as of this morning. This morning I went to check the Credit Karma app because it updates a few times a month. And I've been working really hard, guys. So I'm gonna tell you exactly how I did it. Just hold on, just keep watching the video. But I knew that my credit score was increasing, but I didn't know exactly how much. I woke up this morning. First thing I did was check the Credit Karma app. And you guys, like, you know when you go like this because you're shocked? I actually did that in my bed by myself. I was like, because, actually, I'm just going to show you guys. I'm just going to show you guys on my phone. You guys, can you see that? Okay, tap in. All right, you guys, that says, it's not very clear, but you can see that it says 701. You guys, my goal was 700. It's now at 701. I literally couldn't be more happy and proud because I finally mastered the game. It is only baby steps. Obviously 700 is, you know, it's not great, but it's a lot better than what it's been. And I'm only 3 months into playing the game with these new rules that I've learned, or this new strategy. So I know that in 3 months from now, it's gonna be, I don't know, maybe, I wanna say like mid 700s, maybe even 800, because it's increasing that rapidly, and all I've done is implement 2 rules to this game, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they are so that you can follow along and you can improve your credit too, because as much as people say credit cards and credit isn't important, if you have big goals like purchasing a house, especially today in 2020 when houses are so expensive and you most likely need to put 20% down, you're gonna need a mortgage because we do not have $1 million. Well, most of us don't have $1 million sitting in a bank account. So if you wanna get a mortgage, you're gonna need to have good credit. So by implementing these 2 rules to the credit game, this is how I've done it, guys. Okay guys, so number 1 is pay your bills on time. I know this one seems super obvious, but if you're like me, letting go of money is really, really difficult. In my past, I would say receive my internet bill or my cell phone bill, and I'd have the money sitting in my account, but I don't know, it was like a mental block where I literally just couldn't fathom letting that money go. Like I would be like, oh, I'll just pay it next week. Like I just want it to sit in my bank account a little bit longer. Like it was so weird because I had the money, but I would sabotage myself by not paying it right then and waiting, just because, I don't know, something about having the money in my bank account was more comforting than paying the bill. And then before you know it, the bill was late. And then my credit was dinged. So always pay your bills on time. Obviously, if you have bills that you can't afford, then you need to make some cuts. Like when I started this journey back in May, I say it like it was so long ago, but in May of this year, we're in July now, I cut a lot of things. Like I had things coming out of my bank account, like I was paying for an Adobe subscription, which was like $60 Canadian a month. I had a whole bunch of subscriptions, like things like that where you think it's not a ton of money, but at the end of the day, that's adding up to like $100 or $200 a month. Just taking an audit of exactly what is coming out of your bank account as a bill, and then deciding what's important and what you can actually let go of. So right now, I think I only have 3 bills coming out of my bank account. No, 4. Yeah. So I know exactly what is coming out of my bank account, and I know exactly what I need to pay each month. So pay your bills on time, because if you don't, those companies are going to report to the credit bureau that you are not paying on time, and therefore you are not good with money. And then when you go to the bank for a mortgage, they're gonna say, no, 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 you can't even pay a $60 cable bill. How are you going to pay $1 million mortgage? So pretty simple. Do not let that mental block get in your way like it did me, and just let that money go. Let it go, because it will reward you much more in the long run if you just pay your bills on time. All right, moving on. Okay, so here is the thing that I believe has improved my credit score as rapidly as it has. So I did not have a credit card before. I have had credit cards in the past, but for about the past 2 years, I haven't had a credit card. And I do think that has negatively impacted my score. So what I did in May, when I started this journey, I contacted Capital One and I said, hey, I don't want an actual credit card, I want a secured MasterCard. Now, what is a secured MasterCard? Essentially what it is, it's a card where you give them money, like a deposit, and that counts as your credit card limit. So I believe Capital One gives a minimum of $300, and it can go up to a maximum of, I think, $1,200. So when I applied, I sent them $300, and I thought I was going to get a $300 limit. But when they sent the card, they actually gave me a $1,200 limit. So that $300 that I gave them is also, it's part of the $1,200 limit, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Okay, so when I got the credit card, I already, before it even, as part of my strategy, I had decided that I was going to use this credit card for one thing and one thing only, and that was my cell phone bill. And I got the credit card because I knew that if I want to play this credit game, I have to have a credit card and I have to pay it off every single month. Like I cannot, I know some people talk about, you know, carrying like a 30% balance or whatever, a percentage of a balance. But for me, I was paying this off in full every single month because I want these credit reporters to tell Equifax TransUnion that I am very good at managing my money. I am good at borrowing money and then paying it back right away. So that is what I have done. I literally take my credit card, I put it in a cup of water, I put the cup of water in my freezer so that I don't just use it willy-nilly. I don't have the numbers written everywhere. I don't have it attached to my Amazon account. I literally have it for one purpose only, and that is for my cell phone bill. So when my cell phone bill comes out, so my cell phone bill comes out of my credit card automatically on the 20th of every month, okay? And then on the 8th of every month, I have my bank auto-paying my credit card. I'm gonna kind of put like a little graphic here so that actually makes more sense, but everything is done automatically so I don't have to worry about it. So my cell phone provider takes the money out of my credit card on the date that they need to take it out, and then my bank pays my credit card automatically for that exact amount because my cell phone is the same amount every month, and I don't have to worry about it. So all this is being done with no action from me, and it's helping improve my credit. Now, to say that I haven't used it for anything else is not true. I did unfreeze my credit card when I went camping at the beginning of July, just because I knew that there might be things that I would need a credit card for that maybe they didn't accept cash or debit. Not only that, God forbid, I broke down on the side of the highway and I needed a tow truck, things like that. I was like, okay, maybe I would need my credit card. But right now, it's back in a cup of water in my freezer, and I plan to not use it for anything other than that cell phone bill. So in saying that, that's it. Those two simple steps have improved my credit tremendously. So much so that I have achieved my goal. My daughter actually made me a cake to celebrate, because if you're not celebrating your achievements and your small little milestones along the way, I don't know, why not? Why not celebrate these milestones? We're all on this journey, and there are so many people out there that are just living under the rock that we all used to live under. So anyways, my daughter made me a cake. I am gonna eat that. I'm gonna show you guys the cake because it's super cute. She put my credit score on it and it's super adorable. So yeah, if you follow along these two steps, I'm sure that you will have your credit score improved in no time. In about another 3 months, I'm probably gonna do another update on my credit score just to see how having this Capital One card and obviously always paying my bills on time, how much that's increased my score from now until then. So by then we're gonna be in August, September, October, like around October. And that's pretty much it, guys. Oh, first, before I go, I want to show you the cake. All right, guys, how cute. Okay, I don't know if you can see. Ooh. How do I make you see this? Actually, I'm just gonna go like this. I'm not a vlogger, clearly. Okay. Can you see? It says 701. How cute is that? Can you see it? I don't know. I'll probably like put a picture in. So yeah, just to have my kids included in this journey, and you know, they were so proud of me because they know how important this is to me, and I really just want to change my family's trajectory, and I never want them to make the same mistakes that I have when it comes to finances. So for them to see me learning and achieving these milestones, even if they appear small to other people, they're huge to me. So if you liked this video and you found it helpful in any way, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to follow along my debt-free journey to paying off $90,000 in debt, subscribe to my channel. I post videos mostly every week. Sometimes I post even more than once a week, but I do post frequently, and I love receiving your comments and just connecting with like-minded people on YouTube. Anyways, guys, I'm Michelle. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.